Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe, a real American hero, Blowtorch. This is a classic review, and yes, this is my original Blowtorch, as he has some very, very sad legs. I don't believe all the parts are my original. I know the backpack and the flamethrower, but I think the helmet and the mask have been replaced. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy. I'm going to point out something that doesn't really work with this guy, and it was how he was designed, and it definitely has to do with where the flamethrower is going to plug into. But we're going to take a look at this guy, wonder if he is just a sniper's dream. Again, this figure has been basically coined from a Viper Scout as war crimes. That's what his name should be, because by this time, the flamethrower had been banned by the Geneva Convention, if I am correct. So anyway, we're going to take a look at him, look at everything that he comes with in his design, and let's see, did you have this guy? Did you think, why is this guy walking through in these bright colors with this explosive backpack? You'd think even a Cobra could probably hit him. But anyway, let's get into this, because this is what this is all about. So if you like this type of content, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. Alright, so here we have our Blowtorch, or as Viper Scout likes to refer to him as, War Crimes. And again, this guy has seen better days, as his knees are shot. And I know I could fix it, it's just not something that I have done. But we'll take a look at everything that he does come with. As I like to start with the accessories quickly. Alright, so you can take a look at his helmet here. And this is a different helmet because the mask is actually set to go around it. But you can still see they left the holes there, so if you want to put a visor on there, although I don't think a visor is going to fit, but if you want to put other things, that's what it's there for. Basically, all they did was they sculpted the pieces onto it. As you can see, this is the exact same helmet that we've gotten before, just with these two pieces sculpted onto it to follow the mask. Here's the mask. There is no paint, but it's on a pliable plastic here, or more like a rubber, to be honest. Now, this would be awesome if that was maybe painted black. I understand why it wasn't back in the day. This piece here, the way this always plugged in on any of these ripcord, I always hated. Absolutely hated. Just because it was so big and bulky. And I fully understand if anyone yells at me, hey, these are small figures, this is an older time. I know why. It just always sucked, especially as a kid. So you can look at the design of the mask, which I think looks really good. You can see that this kind of protrudes out. And then you're going to have the visor, which is kind of set back, or the goggles, whatever you want to call it. And then you have your mask that would plug directly into the figure, which still holds up to this day. Here's his backpack, and as you can see, he clearly has two different tanks here. That's going to hold whatever liquid's in there to blow fire everywhere. And then again, I'm not really sure what this is here. But you get these little gauges, so you know exactly how much liquid you have in there. And then you have it's not the hose, but the conduit that runs the hoses, I guess. And you can plug it in either in the front or the back, but good luck getting it in the back, to be honest. That's what she said. And then we have the actual flamethrower itself. And you'll notice that a lot of these a lot of these have this piece just cut right off, because kids, I think, either lost a backpack or struggled with it. This one here, you can see, is pretty beat up. Now, this was always very pliable, and I think that has to do with you needed to have a pliable cord here, or tubing, and they really didn't have the ability, or at least they either didn't have the ability or want to put the cost into it to have this thing be pliable, but then the gun be pretty solid. But looking at this here, here's where your flame's going to be. You're going to spit your liquid out. You can see the ventilation in it. All right, and as it kind of routes all the way back, you do have your stock on here. No trigger guard, which is good because, well, they don't have trigger fingers. And again, this thing has seen better days. And again, this is going to plug right into here. Now this one is broken. And once again, like I said, the moment you're on camera, butterfingers start. So on this one here, you can see this piece is actually broken. It still does hold that in there. So it does still stay. And on the back, I could use the back if need be, but like I said, good luck. Now as for our figure here, we have a completely different head sculpt where he really has his hair matted down, but you still can see streaks in here to make it look like it's real hair. The eyes, once again, are done the exact same way. You have your eyebrows, a little piece, or a little paint right on top, and then the dot. Nothing on the mouth, nothing on the nose, and again, their faces are molded in the color that they want them to be. As we get down here, he's going to have his collar. This is his ventilation system. So this is where you're going to plug into. I would assume there's some sort of readout and let him know his oxygen level, or at least let someone know. He can't really read all that, but it looks like there's a couple buttons. No one ever really knew what these circles were. You can tell this is some sort of flame retardant vest here. Obviously you don't want to get burnt, but no one ever really understood the circles. I know Lenny with the classified tried deciding what it might be. That is something that just kind of absorbs the heat, which does make sense. I work at copy machines, and anyone that works on electronics knows what heat sinks are. So maybe that's supposed to just absorb the heat. But you can see just exactly how thick this suit is supposed to be, as he doesn't want to get burnt all the way down to the gloves here, which I would assume are flame retardant gloves. You get down to the thighs, and he does have a pistol on one side, and the other side still just with the circles. Now, even as a kid, I never understood why he had a reverse holster. Right, you see that? That is a reverse holster. Now, maybe they looked at it and they said the design just seems to make more sense. It follows the aesthetic. This kind of says he's a lefty, as he would cross over to pull it out with his left hand. And then again, even down here, you have the circles on the boots. And it's all just meant to protect him. Now, this color scheme of yellow and red, I don't think is really good, but then again, we look at the Alley Viper, and I don't think that's a real good, smart look for Cobra. As for his articulation, he still can only look side to side, can't look down yet. There's your T-pose. All right. They do turn at the wrist, right at the shoulder. Your elbow 90 degrees, and your swivel arm battle grip. Now, the one nice thing about his weapon is, wow, that is a tight, that arm got really tight there. The one thing about his weapon is it's soft, so you normally don't have to worry about it breaking his thumb. So just be careful, just turn side to side, and there's your O-ring. Jean-Claude Van Damme is only about there, but he can sit, and then you get the legs. So, I'm going to arm him up, and I'm going to point out a couple of the issues that I always had. So, we're going to pop the helmet on here. And I do have to say that for the most part, the mask and the helmet fit really nice. All right? This was a perfect length to pop into here. Once this went around, now again, gotta move this down just a bit. This isn't working on the aircraft carrier here. I don't have anywhere to really sit. So this one sat here, and as I mentioned here, you can see exactly how it sits around the helmet, so you never had to worry about this moving. All right. As for the backpack, this is where you really come into a problem, and I talked about this at the beginning. So the backpack is supposed to sit like this, and if you ask why, you can see how it follows the small of the back, and even right here, if we put it this way, that doesn't fit properly. it fits this way, which definitely makes him a lefty. The problem is if we throw this in the left hand, all right, you can't reach up there. So this really needs to be on this side, right, to plug in right down here. But what I can tell you is that that is not the way the backpack is supposed to go, as they always followed it. Now maybe that was the intent in design and development. It got switched around. But the fact of the matter is, this is not the way it goes, but this is pretty much the way you have to have it if you want to see him holding this all together. It always became a real problem for me, all right, because it didn't want to stay on. And you can see that huge gap is something I absolutely hate. And that's one of the minor things. Again, we're talking about a toy that is over 30 years old, and if something gets messed up in design, they probably weren't going to go back and fix it. If you know the reason for it, please in the comments let me know, because I don't go that deep into it to try and figure that type of stuff out. So that's it. Time to wrap this up for our Blowtorch. All right, so there you go. That is, okay, so Blowtorch. Tell me, how did you put the backpack on? Because, again, it seems like the way that it followed the back, it should have been the other way. Yet you can put it this way. It just, again, this seems right, but when it's setting like this, it seems like that's the way that it should be, but by the way it goes around is small of his back. So anyway, let me know, did you like this figure? Was it something that you had to have? Did you just look at him and say, you know what? No, thank you, Grandma. I want that figure. And you looked at a crystal ball. No one looked at crystal ball and wanted a crystal ball. Matter of fact, this guy probably would have been long gone by the time crystal ball came out. Anyway, tell me a story, because that's what this is all about. Just taking you away from your mundane lives to sit back and go back and enjoy your childhood, because that's what these toys are, man. They're fun. They relive a dream that we just had. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like this. But please don't go anywhere. Up here, I'm going to drop the Vamp Mark II, and down here will be a playlist of all the other classic figures that I've done. Take care.